Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the StudioDork Podcast, episode 8. My name is Gary, and also with me is
Cameron, and get ready to listen to some interesting stuff.
very interesting stuff.
Totally.
Glad to have you guys back, though.
When do you think that's gonna get old? The interesting stuff.
I don't think it's ever gonna get
Is
old.
that like our tagline, or
Almost.
Is Stay Dorky our tagline?
We'll still have to figure that out. We'll have to check with our lawyers about that, but
Our lawyers?
yeah, we got dorky lawyers.
Totally.
But no.
Oh.
So, what have you been up to this week? Because usually we never ask that of each other in the beginning of the
No,
episode.
totally. Maybe we should come up with like a new thing to say that. Like,
We should ask the exact same question, but in Spanish or Russian or something.
yeah, ask it in Russian.
Что ты делал в эту неделю?
Well, Gary, you could have said anything and I wouldn't even know what you said. You could have been like, "You're so no, that's oh my gosh." But anyways, this is falling apart so quickly.
Yes.
So quickly.
There's gonna be a lot of deleted scenes in this Blu-ray video.
Totally. This week, what did I do last week? So like, we went down to Melrose. We did that.
You did that.
Yeah, we did that.
I
over
might
the
have been
weekend.
involved with it. Yeah.
Yeah. We went down to Melrose. We shot a bunch of textures and
We
stuff.
did.
I went and I saw. Well, I already told them that last week. So now I'm getting my weeks are
It's
getting
okay.
too mashed.
You could tell them again. There's maybe the one
Okay, I watched Casino Royale on Monday. There was a screening at work, and then on
last week, right?
last week. See, that's why I'm getting them mixed, because we're like in the middle. And then there's some cool design stuff we're still doing. I'm still doing some Academy Award stuff going on. Dang, got a long list this week, man.
It's the same subject.
Crazy, man.
It's nothing even that good.
What else did I do? My week is so like.
You actually played video games because you got a video game in the mail and you were playing it.
Yeah, I did, but
You don't want to tell people about
No,
that.
no, I'm
You're
cool.
embarrassed. I understand.
No, I bought Skyrim.
With money?
Yeah, with money.
Okay.
I bought Skyrim. I played a little bit, but I've been kind of like busy doing other stuff because normally I sit in my house and I just don't really go out. But I kind of went
You
out.
own your own house.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, so you're a proper real estate owner.
Yeah, totally, dude. Monopoly, totally. But yeah, but I've been going out a little bit more. Just staying at work and just doing stuff, playing card games and board games. I'm getting
Nice.
kind of board game crazy right now.
Cool.
Which is fun. What about you?
Actual board games or like digital board games on your iPad?
No, actual board games. I like analog for that.
And you don't play Words with Friends? Or
I do play that.
Words with Friends with
but
Benefits?
I can't find. Nobody wants to play me now because I've been beat once and I've won once. So yeah, but no one wants to play me. So play me, Gary.
Wait, does it involve spelling?
It's okay.
So I don't know.
It'll tell you if the word is spelt wrong, Gary.
Yes.
Come on. So, but yeah, what have you been up to?
I've been up to different things.
Wow, great answer. That's amazing.
I went to Melrose as well, and you were there.
Yeah, what are we doing?
We drove in a car. No, we were taking pictures of textures like you mentioned, and just trying to get some ideas for textures and brushes like we always. We both had a little bit of time, so we decided to go. I had to force you a little bit to go.
Well,
You don't want to go because you.
I was a little sick from the night before.
You were a little sick because you're a big party animal now. And
No.
And then also we were gonna go to Jensen's at
We walked past it.
gallery. What is it called?
I want you to remember it because you just.
Now you're
you wanted
embarrassing
it to
me.
be
He
so
might
much.
be listening to us.
I know.
Gallery.
The year I was born.
Gallery 88.
1988.
No, so it's on Melrose, Jensen's gallery.
Yeah.
From Get Up on This podcast.
Yep, Justin Carp.
Jensen Carp, and we kind of wanted to check that out, but then we were across the street from there, and we were thinking like maybe we should. Or Cameron mentioned this.
Yeah,
and
it
he
was
made a
me, yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't go in there because it's not really like a gallery opening. It was like just a regular gallery. We should just wait until there's an opening and then go to it.
Yeah, because then you'll get to meet Jensen, and then I won't have to meet him. I can just meet the people that are around, and I can just bring people from work, and we'll just do that instead of like having to like meet him.
I wonder if people are confused about what we're talking about. They probably understand what we're saying, right?
Well,
They're smart. They're smart people.
If you listen to the last episodes, like we went into how like I don't want to meet certain people.
You don't want to meet celebrities, especially ones that you listen to.
I don't count him as a celebrity, but yeah, I don't want to meet. I did almost meet Adam Sandler today, which is weird, and I don't want to get into that. That was really weird. But
was he playing basketball on his own hoop?
no, he came down to our work for something, and he had his whole crew, and I was just walking with some people. And one of the dudes that I was with walking with said hi to him, and he said hi back, and I just turned my head because I didn't want to say hi to him. I just don't want a bad experience.
Is it because Jack and Jill?
No.
There's a movie that came out, guys, called Jack and Jill I think it came out this past weekend, and it actually came out, it was second. Came out second.
I know, it's...
Wow, second.
We're doing a little bit of marketing for it, and it's... Oh, gosh. It's basically...
How did that movie come out second? It was second place of the week, or...
Because Adam Sandler, man. Adam Sandler's got some pull, man.
Okay, Adam Sandler, I've seen movies with him that I liked. I've seen some stuff that I didn't like, but this movie looks so bad on the preview. Hopefully,
man.
Hopefully, if Adam's listening to us, sorry, man.
The key art was really cool, though. I mean, if we want to get into design aspects of the key art, was really cool. Everything at like
what was cool about
a heavy angle. So it was like it was really kind of a challenge for us to do stuff because the key art was really built for more of a vertical, so like a poster, like a normal like poster, you know.
And then it had like a 15-degree or something.
It had this crazy angle on it, and if you saw around town, if you live in LA or any place that gets like billboards for movies,
America,
Vegas doesn't get them for movies. That's why I said that because I'm from Vegas, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've seen those things in Vegas too.
I've never seen a movie billboard in Vegas. That's why I've never seen one. So
maybe you never looked.
Maybe I just never looked. I've been there 16 years and never looked. So no, but yeah, it had this cool crazy angle. But if you look at the billboards around, the angle was actually they shifted a different way, so it was more vertical.
I noticed that.
And yeah, we were fighting with it.
It was like blue or something, right?
Yeah, it was blue, and it was cool. We did a lot of really cool, interesting stuff with it. And if you ever had a chance to check out the mobile site or anything like that, we did a bunch of stuff for that, and it was really, really cool. Like the different mobile stuff we did because it was all based on positions. Like you turn your phone sideways, it'll work. You turn it upwards, it goes a different direction.
I actually like cool. Adam Sandler.
Yeah. And
then I've heard from different friends like different opinions about him. Just this particular movie didn't appeal to me. It didn't seem like a good movie.
Yeah, it didn't seem like a good movie, but I think it totally brings in like the young. I think it brings in kind of like a young crowd. I
guess I don't know because there's also another comedy movie that's out right now too. Harold and Kumar Christmas.
Oh yeah, that's still doing good, but it's on its second.
No, that looks funny to me. I like those type of movies. They're funny. I mean, those are pretty humorous.
They're funny, but I think for me at least they're a bit too immature.
They're like kind of stupid funny, but it's like whatever. It's almost like a reality TV show kind of type of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, but you want what's crazy? Like those movies are so cheap. Like I was looking online, they've made like I think like 40 million, and they only spent like 5 or 6 making it.
Wow.
It's crazy, man.
There's not really like huge paid actors.
They shot it in 3D though.
So that you had to use special technology, right? Those cameras.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I was actually I was looking around the internet. Are you done?
We're not gonna get a 3D camera and shoot stuff in 3D and make people put glasses on when they watch us, are we?
No, not yet.
Only for the podcast. Okay.
Yeah, only for the podcast. No.
StudioDork in 3D.
So as most people know, if you're like crazy into Lord of the Rings, I'm not like huge fan of it, but I dig those movies and Peter Jackson stuff. Well, The Hobbit is being shot right now. Oh, one ring to rule them all. Gary just pointed at his ring on his finger, and he was just like, yeah. So he rules them all, I guess.
You don't have to tell them that I pointed at my ring. They could obviously see. They could obviously see. Come on.
Come on, man.
It's an iPhone, non-4S.
But anyway, so the whole thing about The Hobbit, I've been watching these production diaries that they have going on right now. Where they're like explaining a bunch of stuff, and there's one. It's the 4th production diary. Some really interesting stuff in there. If you're interested in going into film or you're just interested in how stuff is done, it's really interesting. They explain how they shoot 3D with their red cameras, the red Epic cameras or whatever. And then also the cool thing about The Hobbit is they're actually shooting it at 48 frames a second, and that's actually double what most movies are shot at.
I never heard of 40 frames per second.
48.
Oh, 48, okay.
It's normally 20. It's normally shot at 24.
Double, so it's double.
They're doubling it, and they said the human eye sees at 60 frames.
I thought you said 40, so I never heard that.
No, yeah, it's 48.
I've heard.
Yeah, so, and I just thought that was really interesting. And another really interesting thing about, sorry to cut you off, but they're doing their concept art. Their concept artists, they're actually doing the art in 3D. So they're sitting next to each other. Like, if you watch this 4th production diary, the 2 concept artists sit right next to each other, and they draw, like, one guy will draw for the left eye, and one guy will draw for the right eye in red or blue, and then they'll put them on top of each other. It's like really, really crazy stuff, but they're drawing traditionally.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a really crazy thing.
It must be a big team of people, huh?
Well, I think those guys were just like in the production diary. They just basically said they were just experimenting to see if it worked, and they figured out a way to make it work. So I thought that was interesting.
Well, I also went to the movies. I saw the J. Edgar Hoover movie.
Yeah. How was that?
was pretty bad.
Yeah? Why was it bad?
I like Leonardo DiCaprio. Usually
Yeah.
in most of his movies, he's a pretty good actor, and usually does, like, most of the movies I've seen him in, they've all been pretty good. Just, maybe it was me personally, I don't know, it just seemed like a little bit slow. It was educational, you know, you saw the stuff that they went through and how things happened and how the FBI became the FBI and how the, you know, recording of people's fingerprints got started with his idea of doing that and things like that. But just pretty much the whole movie felt like it was dragging to me, and it was just really, really slow to me.
Well,
but
you know,
I don't know. I'm not like a major historian, super into history, but sometimes things in the history could be interesting. Just this particular movie didn't appeal to me. It appealed to me from the preview and the poster was even interesting. The design of that one, which didn't even feel like a poster. It felt like a political thing.
Yeah, it was
right?
weird. Like, I remember telling you, like, every single time I drive to work, I see it. I always think it's like an attorney thing. Like,
and it's hard to see this, like even the title of the movie is like his signature, like Sean John kind of, the brand, but it's a different signature.
Yeah, there. Yeah.
But it's kind of like, it reminds me of that a little bit. But that was just kind of my idea.
But it being bad, was it do you still think that, like, the actors in it, like, was the production value of it really good? Was the acting really good in it?
The production, there was masks, so a lot of actors that played specific roles, and they had like the Miss Doubtfire masks and stuff, or their face, I don't know. Like they had the all the makeup and all the different stuff to make them look older, like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh,
like,
I gotcha.
So they made him look like he was like 70, and then some of the other actors they made them look, and he was awkward in real life, like he was kind of, I guess, or according to the movie, like he was awkward, like socially and stuff, and like I don't know if it's a spoiler alert or whatever, but there was a situation where he was like trying to go out with somebody, and then he proposed to her on the first date that they went out or something. So it was like, I don't know, he was just socially kind of like didn't know how things, and it was his mom that was pushing him to do things and to be strong and this and that, and I don't know.
Well,
and also in the theater, I think I was like the youngest person in the theater. It was a little bit, maybe it was for an older demographic as well.
it might be, because did you see that one movie, Frost Nixon? It was a movie that came out.
Yeah, I did see that. It was an interview, right?
It was basically just an interview.
I liked that one a lot. That movie I liked.
Yeah,
it was really well done.
I remember seeing that movie, and I was in a theater with mostly old people, and I thought that was interesting. But
that movie I liked. That was really well done. It was like this British interviewer person, right? And he was interviewing Nixon about all these different things, and he like caught him, and I don't know. It was just that movie I liked. That was a good one.
Yeah, but back to J. Edgar. So the production value was good, and the acting was good.
The acting.
So you think it was mainly just the
I think
script?
probably the story. Yeah, the acting was pretty good. I don't think there was anything too wrong with the acting.
I'm just trying to think, like, if
maybe I was tired too.
Yeah, you did go kind of late. So.
Yeah, it was a little bit later, Sunday, I guess, something like that. Yeah. But I don't know.
Well, I mean, maybe they'll win some awards. We don't know. I mean, I haven't seen it, and I haven't talked to anyone else that's seen it, so maybe I don't even know if it did good or not. So, but that's cool. Back on to.
I saw another movie earlier, just like a movie that I've already seen by my grandma. It was interesting watching it with my grandma, kind of a little bit. I was at my grandma's house today earlier, and she was flipping the channel. My babushka. And it was basically Saving Private Ryan, that movie. And my grandma, who's a older Russian Jewish lady, is very like kind of, I don't know, a little bit sensitive to like different things during World War II, because she actually lived through World War II. Yeah, so it was interesting seeing like her reactions to different things happening, and specifically this movie Saving Private Ryan, who Tom Hanks and Matt Damon, and it was during World War II, and it was directed by Steven Spielberg. So that movie, I think they revolutionized some stuff, the way the movies were made, the realistic way of bullets going through people and arms ripping apart, and like blood being splashed everywhere, and just like the war scene being really, really realistic. And then my grandma was talking to me about like some different things that occurred during World War II while she, because like I said, she was in and stuff. So it was just interesting actually seeing something like that with somebody that actually kind of experienced it, even though she was still a little girl at that time. But that movie was really, really extremely good, and had like a million good actors in it. It was like many people.
And that's
in that
like
movie.
the jump for like a lot of big actors. Like if you look at like I think Matt Damon.
Did he? I don't know if he did. He probably did that one after the one that he came out with Robin Williams and stuff.
You know, I don't know.
What was that one called?
You're talking about Good Will Hunting. That's one of my favorite movies.
Such a good movie.
Yeah. Do you like A Beautiful Mind also?
A Beautiful Mind is pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. But I like the other one better though.
Yeah, I do too. I like those stories too. I think a lot of people gravitate, especially like it's someone you can kind of relate to him a little bit, even though you're not being like conceited, being like, oh, I'm as intelligent as him. It's just you can relate to that guy for some reason.
Anytime you can relate to the character, it's usually a positive thing. Like in the Breaking Bad series situation as well.
Yeah. We talked about that, right? Like if you had to cook meth, you would.
I am not a very good chef. I usually use the microwave, so...
No, you don't, man. I know how you cook.
I make eggs. And then we make textures out of them that we haven't released yet.
We've had so many egg textures because we just keep making eggs. Stop making eggs, Gary. Yeah, that's it? I know you're like, don't do that anymore. No, I got something if you want.
I thought you had a big list and all this stuff.
No, actually, this week I don't have a huge list because I was... doing stuff and then I can't remember. Yeah, stuff, but I've got something I can talk about.
No, me first. Just kidding. Go.
Okay. Well, today I was looking on Twitter because I'm in the Twitter sphere or whatever. And you know that they're...
Wait, was that a joke?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
No, it wasn't.
No, I'm just making sure because our audience were curious.
Yeah, of course they were curious. But yeah, no, you know NASA is hiring astronauts now?
But not graphic designers.
That's what I want to talk about. Okay, because you totally gave me a perfect segue there.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, so they're actually hiring. They're hiring for astronauts right now, and I was reading through their little credentials for you to get it. Now, first, let's see how much money does an astronaut make. Well, this one says the salary range is between $64,000 and $141,000 a year. It's pretty decent, right? I don't know if it is for an astronaut because
you're going on the moon. Not the moon at the
Palms.
You're
on Mars, man.
Not the moon at the Palms. Not the club, the moon at the Palms. But the actual moon.
Get off the club talk, dog.
Alright, Costco.
I know. Sam's Club. But, no, the thing was the candidates had... Why are you laughing?
People are not going to get that.
I know, I don't care, dude. It's totally fine. Just let them understand it later.
Hey, if you guys don't understand anything, Google's a very cool place to look stuff up. Isn't it?
I guess, dude. No, but one of the things is they were going through the degrees. I can't find it right now, but in order to actually be an astronaut, you have to have a degree, obviously. But the degree, one of the degrees that they said was of science,
right?
And both of us have degrees in science,
so we can actually be astronauts.
So I want to be a designer astronaut, Gary. That's what I'm saying. I know he just walked away, but I'll just keep talking. But yeah, so they started hiring for the 2013 space program, and they're talking about going to like Mars, but. If you watch the video, their promo video for it...
Is it on their website?
Yeah, they need some help with copy, and they need some help with designers. It's like a thing that I really noticed. I was like, I wish they'd hire a designer to do something good, because it's a very mediocre video, and their copy is pretty terrible.
And that's a government organization, right?
Yeah. But I thought that was interesting, especially because our economy is so messed up right now that they're like, oh, we're going to go to space again, so let's hire some more people. Like, can our economy afford, a couple people at $140,000 a year? Probably not.
I thought astronauts would get paid more than that.
You would think, but...
Even the president, he doesn't get paid. I think he gets like $250,000, something like that. So, like, I think a basketball player makes... The lowest income basketball player, which doesn't exist right now because there's no league right now because of whatever's going on.
Yeah, dude, totally. But also the president is exempt from taxes for life, I think. It's something like that. Like, once you become president and you serve a term...
You don't have to pay taxes? You
don't have to pay taxes
I didn't know that. So the IRS are not going to come after him?
I don't think so, dude.
Okay.
And most presidents, like, they don't need to make money because when they get done, they can always write a book, and then that book usually sells, or they make a movie or something like that. Like, they've got all this stuff like dirt that they could sell to magazines and stuff, so... I don't know. I just thought that was interesting with the NASA thing. Would you be an astronaut if you could?
No.
You wouldn't? Mm-mm. Okay. That's cool. I would. I don't know why. Why wouldn't you? Yeah, that's a good question.
You said you would also jump. You said you would also skydive, jump out of an airplane, but you ended up not doing it.
That's true. You call me as a liar on the show?
I'm not calling you as a liar. I'm just calling you as a somebody that sometimes doesn't think his answer through all the way.
That's different though. Like. That's different because skydiving, they're going to train me for one day, and I'm not being paid to do it. I'm paying someone to do it. Astronaut, they're going to pay me to do training for a year before I even get to go on a mission. I'm down with that because then they're paying me to train.
So you're doing it for the money, not for the experience.
I'd be doing it for both. But that's what I'm saying is the skydiving thing, it's just for the experience. But now it's like a plus. You got 2 pluses and 1 negative. The negative is you die, or 2 pluses you get
So what you're saying is you want to come up with a new service better than Facebook, better than Google Plus, called Google Plus Plus.
Maybe, but we might have to write it in C++, and that's not very good.
Okay.
This is a very terrible joke, and it's not going anywhere.
It's only going to this next joke, which is
which is
when you did bad in that test, did you get a B++ or a B minus minus? Dude,
you had to one down me. Huh? You had to one down me on that. All right, man. Well,
are we going anywhere in this podcast?
This podcast is
guys. Don't download this
halt.
podcast.
Don't.
You're already, like, oh, too late.
You already lost a lot of your life, dog.
I had a client this week, or a possible client.
Yeah.
Asked me to give them like sample work. They had like an idea. They were like, okay, well, I like your work and I like what you've done, but I'm interested in possibly seeing this particular thing done this way. I'm going to send you some instructions and I want you to do this for me as like a sample. What is that called? Like a pro bono? I don't know. There's some.
Yeah, it's like a pro bono thing. It's like
so you
free.
show, so I would do like a free thing for them, which they said it would take me like 30 minutes just to show them that I can do their style and whatever. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of didn't like that. Like, what do you think about that? I have an opinion about it myself, but I want to hear your opinion about that.
From my perspective, since I'm a little bit newer to the industry, kind of, I think that from my perspective, I'd be more willing to do it. But I know that, like, all the designers that I've ever met with and people that I've talked to and, like, all of our instructors and stuff, I'm basically effing them out of work. Because if one designer lets a company do that, then that company knows that he can do that, or they can do that, and they can do it to any other designer.
Are we still going to bleep the Fs, or we don't have to bleep them?
No, we don't have to bleep the Fs.
Because schools might be listening to this.
I know, but F could be friendly, or fantastic.
Or Facebook.
Facebook. Always about the social networking, Gary.
My opinion about this is, I don't know if I would do this for everything, but if it's something that I'm extremely interested in getting into, such as stuff that I've already done, like key art and like mobile apps and stuff like that, if it's more of that type of work, and it's not something that would be super time consuming, then I would possibly consider it, but I wouldn't do that for everything. So that was just, I don't know, and right away when they mentioned that to me, right away it was like a little bit of a turn off from the actual project. Yeah. I don't know, I just wanted to talk about that and like see what maybe.
I think it's an interesting concept to bring up only because I've actually gotten into situations where like someone wanted me to do free work, then I did it, and it was just kind of like a lead into something, and that's how I got my last job.
So that's a positive thing in that situation.
Well, it was a positive to a negative because...
Were you still a student at
I was still a student, so that's what I mean. And that's what I'm saying is, like, you know what my last job was, t-shirt printing shop, so I was an intern there, so I did everything for free for, like, a couple months, and it's a little bit different. But then they took advantage of that fact when they hired me, and I think that's an experience that has made me be a lot more wary of doing that type of stuff. Like, there was a guy when I was applying for jobs out in LA before I moved out here. There was one company that wanted me to do something just as, like, give them ideas of, like, what I'd be doing. And this was for, like, an actual job. It wasn't, like, for contract or anything or freelance. It was all actual job. And I decided not to do it because it seemed like a lot of work for free. So I just decided not to do it.
And our ideas is pretty much,
like,
when 90% of our job is our ideas, things from our brain. And that's worth something. How are we going to, like, we worked to get our brain to a certain level by going to school, by doing all the different things we've experienced. So there's a certain value to it. It's not worth 25 cents. Right? Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, it's a tiny, like, it could be a little bit offensive depending on how it's asked about. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's kind of my opinion.
There's something I was going to bring up.
Was it my extremely well dressing abilities?
Not right now, dude.
Whoa! We do these podcasts in our PJs, guys.
Totally. I can't remember what I was going to bring up. I was going to bring up something. Oh, yeah. I can just cut that part out, so I'm going to keep going.
And me saying whoa, too, please.
Why, you don't want to be Joey Lawrence?
I don't.
Whoa! No, so, back on to that.
You just took a way back time machine.
I know, I did.
This is like sleeping podcast.
So about how you said that, like, our idea is like our main thing. That's a good example of, like, how a lot of people do see us as just like an extension of their like our abilities to just run the program. Like they just think that we just know how to use Photoshop and Illustrator and all that stuff. And the idea is not really.
An idea is the most valuable thing, not the tools,
Yeah,
not the hammer, not the nails, the actual person using the hammer.
exactly. Yeah, and that's one of the aspects that I ran into a lot of my last job too. Is that that's all the guy really wanted. He used to sit over my shoulder and tell me how to design something just because he didn't know how to use Photoshop or Illustrator. And that's just
Oh, I remember that situation that you were in.
yeah. So I would just say to any up and coming designers, be extremely careful about that and stand your ground because I didn't stand my ground in the beginning and it was a nightmare.
But when you did stand at your ground, everything got improved.
It got improved, for the most part. There were still aspects of that job that sucked, but yeah, eventually. But I would just say stand your ground. Like, don't be afraid. Even if you stand your ground and they fire you, you'll find a better job. That person's not worth having as an employer if they're willing to do that because then they're not like. When I first got the job that I have now, it's the first time I realized that they hired me for my opinion and not for my ability to just basically, it's kind of interesting being able to work kind of as equals than rather working underneath someone. You know what I mean? I just thought that was more interesting.
And that's exactly correct. We're actually getting paid for our opinions.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody can open up a program and put things in different places, but the value is that a person putting something in a place for a particular reason, and those reasons, it goes back in a root like that. So we are basically getting, making our income because of our opinions about specifically design.
Totally, man. I mean, I told you I sat in a meeting of just a concept meeting like a couple weeks ago, and I sat in there and I didn't really talk much, but it was basically just a bunch of people in a room talking, and we're being paid to just sit around and just come up with ideas. That right there is just the perfect.
Yeah, that's part of the process, and the process is a very important step in design.
Yeah, totally. So I got nothing else. So.
Oh, let's keep it awkward. Hold on, watch.
Just gonna cut that out. So.
Yeah?
Yeah. Now you want me to leave it an awkward.
So what do you do
pause.
before you go to sleep?
What do I do before I go to sleep?
Do you watch TV or something? Or?
I usually do. I watch like a half an hour TV or something, whatever's on, But yesterday I didn't. Yesterday I put on music just because there were some people over. So I just throw on music and go to sleep.
Nice.
So that's what I did last night. What about you?
Me, I usually watch a little bit. Like I'll finish maybe some design work if I have anything, or if it's a day that I'm doing some stuff with the brushes or textures and it's a little different. But normally I would watch a little Netflix just to kind of get away from life for a little while.
Totally.
And I'm still on season 3 of Breaking Bad, so I don't have too many. Well, I don't know. I don't want to finish it fast and then life is over. But after that, I'm probably gonna get into Dexter. I don't know. That's kind of my opinion right now.
That's the true thing you're gonna do.
Probably thinking about that, and so. That's something that I do. But then right when I go to bed, I've been doing this for the last few weeks. So I've been watching, like taking my iPad and just looking at a few different tutorials, just like really fast ones, maybe something with icon design or maybe some kind of really interesting Photoshop techniques that I haven't tried yet or something like that. It just, I don't know. Just makes me feel a tiny bit productive somehow.
Yeah, to do something.
Yeah.
Makes sense,
I did just learn an interesting trick. I don't know if people can understand it. I talked to you about it. I told you about that a couple
Yeah, it was interesting. I don't know. Well, go ahead and explain.
I don't even remember exactly how I did it. But when I went to the filter part, do you remember what I chose? Blur, and then what was from the blur? Average. Yeah, okay. So normally we take pictures, and usually we take pictures. We shoot our pictures usually in RAW. So we're able to control all aspects of the picture as far as exposure, a little more sharpening, all the different lighting. There's a lot of different features that the camera converts to JPEG, or when you convert to JPEG, you're losing a lot of information. So usually we shoot in RAW when we shoot all our photography. So with that also, you're able to control like the temperature of the picture. You can go from blue to orange and adjust the temperature. That's the right way of doing like color correction actually.
Yeah, but that's when you have it in RAW.
That's when you have it in RAW. And you could even do that with JPEGs too. You can open up a JPEG in RAW and still do all the exact same stuff.
Okay.
You just it won't be a true RAW, but you can still do all those things. That's a little trick. You open it, I think through Bridge you can open up a JPEG through RAW, even though it's not a RAW.
Yeah,
I believe it's possible to do that.
You're right.
But the thing that I'm talking about is, so in Photoshop, you have an image, right? Just straight up in Photoshop, it's not a RAW. And then you want to very quickly find out if you want to color correct it. Say it's too blue or whatever. Say there's too much blue in the image. So you duplicate the layer. So it's a Command J on a Mac or Control J on a PC.
PC.
Huh? No, just in case some people.
I'm just kidding.
There's some people out there that still might be, using PCs.
Yeah, of course.
And then you have that layer, and then now with the top layer selected, the one you just made, go to filters, and then go to blur, and then from blur go to average. And what average does, it takes all the colors of the entire image, and it makes a block. So it converts that image and makes the image of the color of all the colors, all the pixels.
So it's like with the average color. So if your image is like a little bit yellow, it will come out like a grayish yellow, basically.
And it'll take all the pixels from the image, and it'll just average them all out and just have a big block of that one color.
Yeah.
And then after you have that, after you did filter and you did blur and you did average, then you do Command I or Control I on a PC or Command I on a Mac. And now you have an inverted color of all the average stuff, and then you change.
So it makes like a bluish gray.
It'll make a bluish gray in that situation. So now you have an inverse of all your average colors, and then you just put
it into overlay.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Oh no, you put it into color. Sorry.
Yeah, you put it into color. So you change your blend mode into color. So now you're taking all the colors from that top layer, and you're taking all the details from the bottom layer.
Yeah.
And then you go and change the percentage of that average layer to like 10%, and you could see that now you would have to modify and experiment with different percentages, but that's just an interesting way to do a fairly fast color correction. Hopefully that makes sense. It was just something that I never really thought of doing that technique. It doesn't work for all images, but it's just a fairly fast. It's a fairly fast way to do that. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. But
yeah, I think we're probably gonna have to do like a tutorial on that. Probably,
yeah, maybe. But let's see if that makes sense to them. And they'll let us know. Guys, let us know. Email us and just let us know if that makes sense, or if you guys like some more tutorials like that. That one's fairly easy. Hopefully I explained it in a fairly easy way to understand. But normally, stuff like this is way better to do like a video, like a screenshot situation. But I don't know. I thought maybe we could do like little tips like that too on the podcast. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, totally. I think what was interesting about that is when you showed it to me, I wasn't as jazzed as you were, but I think you were just kind of excited because you learned something new.
I was excited because it's a different way of doing things that I'm normally used to doing. So I was excited about that.
Yeah, but my what I think of this technique, I think it's a cool technique. I don't think it's necessarily something I will use very often. But one of the things that I brought up about it was that it almost feels like it's something that almost like a software does, like in your iPhone. Yeah. How you take a photo and then you can do like the autocorrect and it just corrects. I think it does something like that, where basically, I don't know if it does exactly, but it does something like that.
That's a good point. Yeah, possibly.
So I just thought that was interesting because we kind of reverse engineered technology. Basically.
Possibly, yeah. So, but the correct way of really doing that is opening opening an image in RAW.
But it's kind of intimidating to like a new person.
Exactly, yeah. And then modifying some stuff there in temperature, and that's how you would actually color correct stuff.
Yeah, that technique I think would be really good. Like if I was teaching like a first year or first quarter student,
or it's just a fast quick thing.
Like if you just need to like.
And then also on top of that, you can obviously you can add a mask and you can just color correct only certain parts because it's actually taking the opposite color of what you already have on there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. You can almost basically paint with light essentially at that point. That's kind of cool. It could be good. So that is a pretty interesting concept.
So I might be bringing up little tips like this as I find them. Yeah, I've been doing those, or I've been trying to find different things.
We should do a quick video on it though, just because we need to get tutorials.
Maybe
people have been asking us for tutorials, and we've just been a little bit slow.
All two of them? No, yeah. A couple of people have mentioned that to me as well. Like, when are you guys gonna start doing tutorials? La la la. Yeah. So I have gotten that as well.
Yeah, we got a couple of emails too, but we haven't had a chance to answer them yet. So.
Huh. Well, we should get on that.
Yeah. Well, maybe next episode.
All right. I think we are pretty much done for this.
Well, I want to talk about one more thing.
Well, too bad, because we're done.
I just want to talk about something that I think people should participate in, and I just found out about it.
Okay.
So I participated in the sketchbook project for this year, for 2012.
Right.
And they just announced this. So the sketchbook project, if you're not sure what it is basically you sign up, and the Brooklyn Art Museum, they have a library of sketchbooks now that they built up, and people are allowed to go in and get inspiration by pulling the sketchbook and viewing it and doing whatever with it, right? So I'm participating in one, and that one, my current sketchbook is due in January. Right. Well, there's a new one coming out called the Sketchbook Project, the Limited Edition, and I want you to enter in this.
You want me to enter in this?
Okay, if you don't know anything, or if you don't know about this, I draw a lot more than Gary does, and Gary's a little bit afraid to draw.
Not that I'm afraid. Being afraid and terrified is two different. Terrified is two different things than being. I don't know.
Intimidated. It's fine. But anyways, I want you to enter in this, and I will even pay for you to enter in it. It's about 20. It's about 20.
You just spoke the Jewish language.
I know, right? So it's $25 an enter.
No, I'll pay. I'll try it. I'll pay for it.
But the reason I want you in on this is because this one, the limited edition one, when you sign up for it and you get the sketchbook, once you turn the sketchbook in, you're guaranteed to be printed in a book. They're printing. Okay. It's published in a book.
How many sketches do I have to draw in there?
There's 32 pages in the book.
And it's just random sketches?
Yeah, I mean, you do whatever you want, but they give you like a theme. Like mine is pictures and descriptions is what they picked for me. But there's certain themes like...
Did you finish yours?
I haven't finished it. I'm going to finish it.
You've been kind of secretive about it, huh? Because I don't remember...
No, I haven't. I haven't been working on it. I've been kind of slow on it. But I came up with a really cool concept. I'm not going to say it on the podcast because I don't think I've ever seen it done before, but I'll tell you about it later for the limited edition one. Super psyched on it. I got a really cool concept for it. I'm going to rebind my sketchbook and do a bunch of crazy stuff. So.
I'm interested in trying this out since you mentioned it, and it sounds like it's important stuff. I think I'm interested in doing that. I'm not like scared of drawing. It's just there's all these different stuff going on, and I do draw when I'm planning out my process, all that stuff. But actual sitting there and drawing like details and putting the people's pupils and doing the nose and the eyes and blah blah blah, all that stuff. That's the stuff that I'm not. But I should be getting more into that.
Yeah,
I do painting. I do some of the digital painting stuff. That's a little bit different. I do. You're right though. I should be doing this more. When does this come out? And how do I get into this? And how?
Basically, you just go to the arthousecoop.com, and they have all their sketchbook projects on there. I think the current sketchbook project that's going right now is actually full. I don't think you can get into it anymore. But the limited edition one, they're only letting 5,000 artists in because it's going to be an actual printed book. Right now, they've got, time of recording, they've got 906 entries. So you've got probably about I would say just get in as soon as possible because the sooner you get your sketchbook, you get it done and then mail it back off and they'll be ready to go. And the cool thing about these sketchbooks, they're also, when they do these sketchbook tours, they tour around the world as well. So the last one, I think, went to like 17 countries and like, there was like 20 states or something like that. So I thought that was really interesting. And what I'm hoping to do is when I turn in this sketchbook, the one for the current one, is when they come to LA, they have a stop in LA. I want to go and visit my sketchbook when everyone else is going to see it.
So this one that I can enter to, when can I get that one? Or how do I?
Oh, you can get into it right now.
And it'll come to my address?
And it will come to your address. It takes about a week for it to get to you. And this one, the sketchbook for this one, it's so new that it's actually not due until December of next year. So it's not due until December of 2012.
Oh, that's a while.
So you got a good time, to do it. It's about a year-long project usually.
So that's before our friendship expires, huh?
Totally, man.
Because I don't know if we're gonna renew the contract, or I don't know if I'm gonna switch to Sprint. I don't know.
Well, when we do that, I'll own the rights to your voice, you'll own the rights to my voice. So I'll have to start talking like this because that's how Gary talks. Seriously. But I just figured I'd let people know because I know we have a couple of listeners that I know of that actually do a lot of sketching. Yeah. And they're in the sketchbook project with me, the other one. So
I know about those listeners as well.
I thought would be really cool though is if we entered a third time. But the third time would be me and you, and we would do a collab sketchbook.
As a StudioDork?
As StudioDork.
Okay.
And I'd be interested in if
we'll talk about this.
If anybody's listening and they'd be interested in participating in our collab.
They're all listening.
Yeah, anybody listening that's interested in doing our collab sketchbook, I'm willing to. If you can give us some type of collateral so we can get the sketchbook back, I'm willing to mail it to you so you could finish a page and then mail it back so we could finish that page that you started.
With your own hard-earned
sketchbook, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be down to do, or even if we can unbind it, send them a page, have them do the art, and then send it back, and then we rebind it into the book. Okay. I'm down to do something like that.
We'll think about some ideas for that. We'll think about some stuff.
All right. But that's what I want to bring up. That was kind of like the last topic.
So there is a chance we might be done, huh?
I think it's a possibility. You don't have to cry yet, Gary. I'll get you some tissue later because you're crying. Right?
We ran out of tissue, and Walgreens is closed already, so.
Oh, I know it.
Come on, man.
They're closed in 15 minutes, man. I don't want to.
All right, guys.
But yeah, I guess that's it.
So. Tell them our Twitter and all stuff.
All right, oh man, you're gonna come off like a total beep hole in this one. Yeah, if you guys have any questions or concerns or anything at all, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/StudioDork, or you can find us on Twitter? At StudioDork, and then you can also email us on our website at our contact page on StudioDork.com. And then if you have any questions, or if you want to review us or anything at all. On iTunes, 5 stars. We prefer 5
We only want 5 stars. Tell them the truth.
We only want 5 stars, but you can give us 1 star if you really hate it, because all we really want is the feedback from it.
Yeah, we do appreciate all the feedback, you guys. Anything, any suggestions or any of that stuff that you guys have for us, we appreciate that from the bottom and the top of our hearts. So.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. See you guys next time and talk to you guys next time.
Totally. Stay dorky.
Very dorky.
Extremely dorky.
Suspender it up.
Dorktastic.
Maybe even some bow ties.
We don't wear bow ties, man.
Bow ties were us.
Yeah.
What
totally.
the?
Why do you end every show like that? I noticed that you did that on like 200.
We're still recording.
What the?
When's that turning
I need
off?
bloopers, dude.
Oh man.
It's okay, we're good.
Where's the off button?
Hey,
Hit the snooze.